Truma, makers of the Combi Heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Motorhome TV.
Welcome to the I'm actually at Caravan Salon in Dusseldorf, but don't be confused to see the Auto Sleepers sign here. It's one of several British brands that successfully exports to the European market. And Caravan Salon is the largest motorhome fair in Europe and is now in its 55th year. And we've come here to see the very latest innovations in this pastime we love. Now, one of the best things about Dusseldorf, of course, is that there are so many innovations under one roof. Well, in fact, several roofs. There are tons of halls here. In fact, this would be a great place for a new aspirant to the market to come and get really inspired. Some would say the big boys have been doing that for years, but obviously I can't discuss that right now. We're here on setup day, so if you hear a buzzing saw or some thumping Eurodisco music, don't blame us. But I digress. Chausson, the French manufacturer, is no stranger to innovation, and this brand new 630 van that it's released has a great one inside. So let's take a look. Now, drop-down beds above the lounge have been with us for some years now, and pretty much all the continental manufacturers offer them. Chausson last season, however, took it on to the next stage in its development by unveiling a longitudinal drop-down double bed above a lounge, and that was in the 620. For this season, however, they pushed it on to the next stage. Twin single beds! Now, longitudinal single beds have been added to more and more ranges last season, but Chausson's take yet again is very innovative. Obviously, the motors are very efficient and they come down very well indeed and retract when you don't need them. And let's just remind ourselves what the advantage of this kind of bed is. It allows you to get to the washroom in the middle of the night without disturbing your partner. Now, the other great thing about the 630's lounge is these remarkable travel seats. They remind me of the ones in my private jet. But one thing my jet doesn't have is somebody to operate the electric table in the middle. But here, you've got a motor to do all the hard work for you. And why would you want to drop the table? Simple, to make another bed. It's very easy. Lower the table to its down position, unfold it, drop this rather large filler cushion that is stashed in the wardrobe, and as they say in France, bonne nuit. Towards the rear of the van, you'll find this rather well-appointed kitchen. It's not the biggest one you'll find anywhere, but it's well equipped, as you would expect from a French manufacturer. 3 gas burners in a line towards the back here, a very fetching circular sink, and because this is a European van, there's no oven, but ones that come to the UK have that one sorted by the dealers. Okay, on this side we have a fridge with separate freezer compartment, so there's plenty of places for storing perishables. And there's more at the back of this van, which is deceptively large on the inside, as we'll find out. And how about this? At the back of the van you'll find this feature so beloved of British motor caravans, the end washroom. It's a superb achievement, a massive shower compartment with a rather fetching blue light, a swivel loo, a square butler style sink, and also the pièce de résistance, this massive wardrobe at the back of the van. Another reason that you would want to have this wardrobe at the back is to enable a garage space underneath. And how good is this? Accessible from 3 sides, from the left, from the right, from the back. So if you're carrying some kind of injury and you don't really find it optimum going from the side, you can just go in through the back. This is a cracking van and will certainly appeal to those who like the look of the 620 last season but wanted twin single beds rather than a longitudinal double. I like what I've seen here a lot. In fact, I'm tempted to go one stage further and say, c'est magnifique! And how about this? A brand new Sonic Supreme model from Slovenian brand Adria. Yes, they've revised their A-Class offering for the 2017 season, and very exciting it is too. And this new model, the 810, has an island bed at the back and is on a tag axle chassis. Now, on a motorhome that's well over 8 meters long, space is never going to be a particular issue. And look at how much on offer is here. In addition to the length of the vehicle, you have this tremendous feeling of width. Just look at this clever design of the overhead lockers, as unveiled last season in the compact range and now ported over to the A-Class. It gives you an amazing sense of space inside because it doesn't intrude into the living quarters, but importantly gives you loads of area within to store all your touring kit. Now the lounge is a super comfortable place to be. In addition to the agouti seats in the cockpit here, we have these rather amazing seat backs. First appeared a few seasons ago in some upmarket German offerings, and now many other manufacturers, including Adria, are getting in on the party. Now, all Sonic models get a brand new kitchen design for 2017, and very stylish it is too. Just look at how these curves sweep all the way round and integrate the design into the fronts of the lockers. Very pleasing indeed. Equipment-wise, 3 gas burners, a sink, and down here, of course, you'll notice a combination oven and grill. This particular van we're filming in is a Scandinavian edition, and they, just like Brits, like cooking with gas. Another great feature in this kitchen, of course, because this is such a long motorhome, is this massive amount of space. Normally you'd be expecting it to close off there, but no, you've got even more space to prepare the turkey. No, it's not what you think. This isn't the throne room. What it is, though, is another innovation. Adria has come up with a very clever way of hiding the wheel arch. A hinged duckboard, so you can actually sit in the shower. Now the 810's rear bedroom has a super spacious island bed with a very clever twist. It's actually motorised. Yes, it goes up and down. You have it in the high position when you've loaded the garage with touring kit, and when you've taken that kit out, when you've rocked up on site, you lower it so you can get in and out of the bed with ease. Other great features in this bedroom include those excellent lockers over the bed with great amounts of lighting and blinds on the curtains at the sides, a matching pair of wardrobes, and how about this? On the near side there's a wardrobe with a courtesy light inside that goes off and on automatically. This 810 SC rides on the Fiat Ducato with Alco chassis extensions and has an MTPLM of 4,300 kilograms, so you're going to need C1 entitlement on your driving licence to be able to tour in one. It costs £86,990, so you're going to need a few suitcases of cash to buy one. But we've seen it's chock full of desirable kit, including Aldi wet central heating and a double floor for storage. In fact, you have to say, it's a supreme piece of machinery. I've been walking round and round in circles trying to find the most imaginative display stand at Caravan Salon. And it was here behind me all along, on the Detleffs display. I could be on this thing forever. In fact, the Globus GT behind me is one of several new exciting developments in Detleffs for 2017. But we're not here to look at that, cracking though it is. We're here to check out the thoroughly reimagined Magic Edition. The Magic Edition T2EB has the on-trend fixed twin single beds layout at the rear. As you can see, it's a very engaging low-profile coach-built motorhome that has many Detleffs hallmarks going on. But in actual fact, what have they done to it to make it so special? What we need to do is to get inside and feel the magic. So how do you turn a commercial vehicle chassis cab into a sumptuous motorhome? Abracadabra! And here's the solution. Just look how sharp this interior looks with the Dakota oak tree wood finish and the Puritani leather upholstery. And another great thing to love about this seating is that, like the vehicle itself, it's really low profile. There are no huge cushions bulking up the space. And these cab seats are super inviting, made from leather of course, but that's not where the leather worship ends in this particular van, because standard fit for the 2017 season, you get yourself a leather steering wheel and gear knob, and that goes with the chrome rings around the dashboard instruments, so it feels less and less like you're driving a delivery van. And just like the rest of the van, the kitchen has a very contemporary design. Check out this worktop with its amazing tactile feel. I like that a lot. There are 3 gas burners here under this lid and a cylindrical sink. Plenty of storage options down below, and another one up here, courtesy of a rather large locker with a gloss face. But where you'd normally expect to see 2 doors, there's one for ease of use. And keeping on the storage theme, just behind, we have a fridge with separate freezer compartment, and up above that, space for an oven. So I'm asking you the question, are you feeling the magic yet? Now this washroom will certainly appeal to people who like looking at themselves, because there are no less than 3 mirrors in here. Yes, indeed. There's also a shower compartment, which is separated from the wooden surfaces by bifold doors, and a very fetching oval sink. And that's next to a swivel loo, and up above a roof light to rid the compartment of steam. Another model is available in the range, which has an island bed just in case you don't like the fixed twin singles. But all in all, both models share one thing, a great reimagining of a range, a fantastic product for the coming season. Well done, Detleffs, I'd say. You've certainly given it the magic, and you've given it the sparkle too. Burstner's Ixeo IT 680G was a sales sensation last season. A mid-lounge coach built with a lounge drop-down bed with a difference. It was seamlessly integrated into the roof of the vehicle. Now Burstner will be hoping that the Ixeo IT 640 will enjoy a similar success for this season. And like its stablemate, it also has that distinctive bulge just behind the cab. So what could it actually be? Let's get inside to find out. No prizes for guessing. It's another one of these spectacular drop-down lounge beds. But where the IT 640 is different is in the configuration. Check out these two belted travel seats here. These will drop down, as does the table, allowing the bed to come all the way down. Crucially, there's access at both ends, unlike the 680 where you have to enter through this side and it's one way in and one way out. Here you get the benefit of both ends, so you can get to the washroom in the middle of the night without disturbing your partner, and that is very clever indeed. So with that distinctive lounge configuration, what do you do with your kitchen if you want to save body length on the overall van? Simple. You stick it sideways on like this at a right angle to the window. And a storage unit under the sink, reached by semicircular doors, which look very stylish indeed. And talking about style, there's plenty more of it on offer. Check out these articulated handles for the soft closing drawers. A very good touch indeed. And up above, where this overhead locker is, just above the lip at the bottom, is this rather interesting relief, the kind of thing that you would normally see in an A-Class. And talking of pleasing design details, check out this mosaic effect on these panels. Now the end washroom has an L-shaped configuration. We'll get onto exactly why in a moment, but suffice to say you really don't go wanting for much equipment-wise in here. There's a half-length mirror above a sink and vanity unit, and the overall effect is very stylish. A swivel loo and a rather large shower compartment with bifold doors for maximum touring comfort. Now I mentioned the L-shaped washroom necessitating a rather clever feature on the outside of the van, and here it is. Behind this rather tall door we have a rather tall storage compartment, great for putting really tall items in when you're away on tour. And what's more, you can also put long items like skis across the width of the motorhome using this false floor configuration that the designers have opted for. Very clever indeed. But there's more to it than that, because with this catch here, releases a shelf. How good is that? The Burstner Ixeo IT 640 is 6.49 metres long and rides on the Fiat Ducato with the latest Euro 6 engine, a 3,500 kilogram chassis and also a payload of 535 kilograms. All very respectable numbers in my view, but what I really like is that longitudinal lounge bed configuration, the seats that go down and that really crafty kitchen. I think this van is going to be as successful as the IT 680G was last year, which means that it could sell like the proverbial hot cakes. Now the Peugeot Boxer is a very popular base vehicle for motorhomes in the UK, but they've decided to go down the AdBlue route to meet the Euro 6 regulations. So I'm joined by Ulrich from Peugeot Germany. Why did you choose AdBlue?
AdBlue is the best solution to get the Euro 6 results. We have on PSA Group and Peugeot already the FAP system, filter particle, and we are sure that the combination of FAP system and SCR is the best technique to get a diesel engine at the best on the Euro 6 regulations.
Now interestingly, having AdBlue does carry a weight penalty, but the new engine is a 2-litre unit rather than a 2.2, so is actually lighter. Is that correct?
It is lighter, yes, that's one reason, but the most important reason is the consumption of the engine. This is something which is very important for Peugeot and the PSA Group. We want to have the best-in-class results in terms of consumption and zero CO2 emissions, and that's the reason why we took the 2-litre engine and not the 2.2.
And which power outputs are available on the new Boxer engine?
We have 3 ones. It starts with 130 horsepower, then 150, and the biggest one is 180.
So if you buy a motorhome with the new Boxer engine, what are the benefits you're going to notice?
The first benefit is the torque of the engine because of the weight of the car, and the second one, the most important, is the consumption of the engine. which is a great benefit, and it's a very modern engine with a slow, modest consumption.
So a very win-win situation if you're buying a new Peugeot Boxer.
Yeah.
Excellent. Ulrich, thank you very much.
Thank you.
One of the things I love most about this show is it's a fantastic opportunity to see so many new innovations in motorhomes. And how about this in the new 604 from Rapido, a cupboard that you can load from the outside, and then when that door's closed, you can bring all the items inside without having to leave the vehicle. Now this van should certainly be popular with UK buyers. It has an L-shaped rear kitchen on a body length of 5.94 metres, and it's chock full of loads of other exciting features in the kitchen. Central locking for the kitchen drawers. And British buyers will also be delighted to see an oven and grill. That's in addition to 3 gas burners in a line here, a round sink in the corner, and just look at the masses of workspace and storage space. No less than 6 overhead lockers and a couple of drawers down there, and as I said, all with central locking. And once you've applied it, you can't open them. Perfect for when you're taken a roundabout a little bit too fast and the cutlery is making an escape bid from the drawers. This midships lounge is deceptively large, loads of space for relaxing when you're indoors, and also a TV to watch. There are 2 travel seats, forward facing of course, with a view from each window. And because we love spending so much time indoors, thanks to our amazing weather, I can see this van being very popular with British buyers. And if it's lashing down for hours, then there's a TV stand, so you can watch the magic lantern. And obviously when you do want to get around the table, no problem. It's a folding leaf design, so you just pull the bracket over, drop it down into position, and when you don't need it like this and you need to get through the van, it just flips up out of the way. Further space-saving cleverness is in evidence at the rear of the vehicle. Brushing past a Durigeur skinny fridge, the greatest technological leap forward in fridge design for a generation, we have a folding sink. Check this out, just drop it into place, move the tap around and reverse the process when you want to put it back. And underneath that you get a bench loo. Very comfortable indeed. Like all Rapido motorhomes, the 604FF has the very latest version of Fiat's Ducato engine, which meets the stringent Euro 6 emission standards. Fiat is so pleased with this new engine, they've given it a funky new logo on the side here, which is certainly better than the version it replaces. Now this van is very exciting indeed. That whopping kitchen and massive lounge on a 5.94 metre body length. There's a lot to get excited about. I reckon Rapido has pulled off another thing here. It's another great French fancy for the British market. Malibu is a sub-brand of Carthago, the luxury German motorhome manufacturer. So if you buy one of these van conversions, you know you're getting absolutely top quality. There are 2 new models for the 2017 season, the 540 and the 600 here, which has a very distinctive USP at the back of the vehicle with the beds. Now you have these fixed twin single beds at the rear that can be joined together to form a large double. But what's really distinctive is how high they're mounted. They're low set, so very easy to get in and out of. See what I mean? As you'd expect from a brand associated with Carthago, the fit and finish in this van is absolutely superb. Just check out the cabinet work, it really is top drawer. And this fabric lining on the walls will be great for insulation and also for warmth. And it's actually also in the back of the lockers, a really pleasing touch indeed. They haven't just cut it off where the wood begins, and it's that attention to detail that's really what sets this particular brand apart. Further back is an overhead locker over the barn doors and storage cubby holes in the corners, another really pleasing touch, and also some recesses just near the back doors. Now you're probably wondering where they put a wardrobe in a van like this. Well, if it doesn't have a floor, how about sticking it here? And that's what Malibu have done. A very clever touch indeed, and perfect for jackets and items that kind of cut off at the waist. Bit of an issue for a ball gown, but why would you be taking one of those on tour? This compact kitchen is pretty high-end too. You get 2 gas burners, a compressor fridge, and 3 soft closing drawers under the sink. And speaking about the sink, they put these plastic spacers on the infill here, so it goes really snugly together and won't wiggle around when you're on the road. And if you're thinking there really isn't much preparation space, then there is a handy flap to really maximise your real estate. We also have a dinette that 4 people can get around thanks to the rotating cab seats with a very fetching table. But you don't have to do everything indoors. You can take the party outside by clipping the table to a rail on the other side of the kitchen unit. Hymer launched its compact van range last season based on the Fiat Ducato. But one of the big news items at the 2017 season launch was the Hymer Van S, which is based on the Mercedes Sprinter, a match made in heaven if you're fans of all German vehicles, and presumably that's what the S stands for in the title. The Sprinter is a very rewarding vehicle to drive, and being rear-wheel drive, it makes for a different experience to the front-wheel drive Ducato. Hymer has done a particularly good job of styling up this particular van. Steering wheel and gear stick contrasting nicely with the battleship grey of the dashboard. And a couple of other styling notes while we're at it. The way that Hymer has upholstered the B-pillar and this curtain track that's concealed behind this little helmet. Very clever indeed. The kind of styling, in fact, you'd expect at this price point. Now, despite the feeling of space in the cab, it is a little bit cosy here in the dinette, but Hymer has styled it up very nicely and it is super comfortable. Check out these seat backs and seat bases, all very nice indeed. And obviously with the cab seats rotated, you can get 4 people around the table at meal times. If you need to take the party to them, of course, then you can just slide this section around and it locks into place. Further evidence of the compactness of this vehicle is evinced in the campervan style kitchen. Just check this out. Open this lid here, 2 gas burners sharing space with the sink with our old friend the movable tap. Up and down it goes. Underneath that we have a drawer for your cutlery and some useful things here which can be slotted in with a divider. Good soft close action as you'd expect, and underneath that a compressor fridge, all very campervan. And if you're thinking there's barely any place to prepare your food, then you can always rely on the tip-up worktop extension. Now, the midships near-side washroom is a squash and a squeeze, and to successfully have a shower, you're going to have to straddle elegantly the loo at the bottom. However, there is also a tip-up sink, and the shower head is actually the tap for the sink. All very clever, and it really minimises the space required. Up above you have a roof light, and there are 2 mirrors, and a tambour door to protect your privacy. Now, the rear bedroom has a fairly standard configuration with fixed twin single beds with a section in the middle that you can bridge here, and there's wardrobes and extra storage at the bottom of the bed bases. Very clever indeed. And also you will find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overhead lockers, so plenty of storage solutions for the lighter items that you can stash at a higher level. The Hymer Van S is 6.36 metres long, and standard it comes on a 3,500 kilogram chassis with a 630 kilogram user payload. Interestingly, 350 kilograms of that can be stashed in the rear garage. Now, this van will appeal to people that love the Mercedes underpinnings and that high quality Hymer conversion. In fact, in many people's minds, what could be better than that? Now, the British caravanner loves an end lounge motorhome, so what could possibly be better than a motorhome that has not 1 but 2 comfortable lounges? Well, that certainly seems to be what Burstner has been up to with its new Ixeo range, and in particular the 744, which has 2 knockout lounges on a 7.5 metre body length. And here's the first one, just check this out. 2 cab seats that rotate, a side sofa, 2 travel seats that double as a half dinette, and a table with a removable section that pops out to extend the party. All very good so far, you think. And there's also a double bed up above to convert this area into a bona fide bedroom. But there's more to this van than that. In fact, we're saving the best till last. And what a fine lounge this is, an L-shaped configuration at the back so you can have a television on this wall. But just look at the amount of space that you can just splosh out, sit back and relax. And without sounding like an estate agent, there's a triple aspect window situation going on right here. Now, the bed goes up as quickly as it comes down, with a very smooth action and a reassuring sound to boot. Next to the bed you'll find a wardrobe for all your touring finery, and also obeying the dictum that to have a successful van with a lounge and sleeping arrangements at either end, that you must put the washroom in the middle of the van, Burstner has come up trumps with this one. Now, a key feature of this washroom is the fact that the wheel arch doesn't intrude into the shower compartment, which is the bane of many a motorhome designer's life. You'll also find that same separate shower compartment, a swivel loo, a mirror, but perhaps my favourite feature of all in the bottom of the vanity unit is this little slot that you post your bog roll through. Now, this kitchen has function to go with the form. Just check out this granite effect worktop, very pleasing indeed. 3 gas burners under this lid, a cylindrical sink, and also somewhere to store your coffee capsules. And also another really top feature are these movable lights. These are the kind of things normally reserved for a bedroom or a living room, but here they're making an appearance in the kitchen. Now the front lounge's bed has a very pleasing action. As you can see, it goes down just as well as it goes up. Very smooth indeed. Hours of fun for all the family. The Burstner Ixeo 744 is 7.5 metres long and is based on the Fiat Ducato, a 3,500 kilogram chassis with a 440 kilogram user payload. And of course, it's on the latest Euro 6 engine. Now, I'm a big fan of this particular kind of motorhome. Why? Because if it was me on tour, the children would be at one end and I'd be in the other. Sadly, that's all we've got time for on this week's show from Caravan Salon in Düsseldorf. But what a cracking start to the new series. I feel I've almost eaten my own body weight in fried potatoes and goulash. We'll be back next week with some hot van and site reviews. In the meantime, you can keep in touch with us via our website, Facebook or Twitter. Until next time then, as they say in Germany, Gute Reise.
Truma, makers of the combi heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Motorhome TV.